Hey guys, Krishan back with another video. Today's video is going to be different from the videos I made in the past. It's just going to talk about the future of this channel because there's going to be quite a few changes I'm going to make, and I'm just going to be clear with you guys of the changes. So yeah, let's not waste any time. Let's get straight into it. In the past year and the introduction of this channel, it's been around self-improvement, right? It's about, doing the right things each and every day, staying consistent with the things you've been doing as well. But the thing is, making this content can sometimes feel a bit forced, in my opinion, to me, because most of the time I'm doing things out of my way just to show you guys that I'm living this type of life, right? And at first, I really enjoyed making this content. It was okay at the start. I was posting a long form video probably nearly every day for the first few months of YouTube. It was going good and everything, and I've said in the introduction video as well, I'm making this channel to inspire people, to get better at communication, and to just show my journey. But the thing is, when it comes to this self-improvement area, you got to have a lot of credibility while doing it. You got to be leading by example. So to make this channel even better than before, what's going to happen is it's still going to revolve around self-improvement, but it's going to be more like a journey, right? Because if you haven't seen already, I did post a journey on TikTok and Instagram where I'm focused on my mobility, right? My flexibility, because that's something that I really wanted to improve on this year because I neglected it a lot in my past during my fitness, sorry. And the reason why I did that journey is because I neglected my flexibility, my mobility a lot. I would do a lot of exercise, but I wouldn't stretch after. I wouldn't look after my body like that. I wouldn't hydrate properly. And that's why I suffered a lot of cramps last year as well, because I thought that recovering and all that is just a waste of time, especially last year. And this year I've been more focused on my rest. But anyways, I'm sidetracking. What I'm trying to say is I'm gonna be making more content similar to the mobility stuff I've been doing. And to do this, and to kind of build credibility for myself and show you guys that I'm actually putting in the work, I thought it would be a great idea, and it's a great thing that I've been doing for 18 years. I do believe that I'm quite skillful at it, but I do believe as well that I've also wasted my potential in it. And this is tennis. Let me tell you a story about my tennis, right? I remember as a kid, 4 years old, picking up the racket for the first time. I was in this kid's class, and it was something that I really enjoyed at a young age. I used to compete every single weekend. I used to train 4 or 5 days a week. For the ages between 4 to 9, I would say, I didn't take it too seriously. It was something that I just played and just enjoyed. And then when I got older, I realized afterwards that I wanted to take it a bit more serious. So between the ages of 10 to, I'd say, 14, 15 is when I really took my tennis seriously. Those were more of the ages where I was more focused in my hitting. I was more focused on trying to get better. And that was probably the period where I had the most improvement. And I was happy with my tennis. I was playing matches every single weekend. It brings back a bit of nostalgia when I'm talking about this, actually. And then what happened to me was I was playing tennis a lot, but I had a lot of distractions. And it feels like I still haven't learned this lesson yet, because I still have distractions now, and still those distractions still kind of waste my potential. So I kind of haven't learned my lesson in that way. Between the ages of 16 to, I'd say, till now, honestly, 16 to 21, I stopped taking my tennis seriously. And the reason for this was I did feel a bit overlooked during this period, especially the ages of 16, 17, 18, I felt like my tennis was a lot overlooked, you know. I saw that the coaches were more focused on the other kids, you know, and I felt like I had such a big pressure on myself because I wasn't reaching the expectations of the coach and stuff like that. So they started to put less effort into my coaching and stuff. Another thing that was a big thing and then a big distraction for me, but it was also a good learning experience, was a lot of video games. I had a big video game addiction when I was younger. I've talked about it in this video here. I was I was playing 4 or 5 hours a day, you know, COVID time. It was the only thing I was doing, wasn't even focused on my school and stuff like that. I would just wake up, play Fortnite, go to my Zoom classes, and that was my day. That was my day back then. So I'm kind of happy of how far I've come. But the thing is, I was wasting my potential in my tennis. That wasn't, when I look back, I really regret that period a lot, especially that lockdown period. When I look at the mindset I have today, and if I use that lockdown properly, I would probably be in a better position today. So yeah, I'm a bit disappointed in myself for that, but it is what it is. But I'm sidetracking again. Let's get back into the topic. And then I headed to uni afterwards, right? I left that coaching area as well, and I joined another one. This coaching area I enjoyed a lot. I still play here till this day. And then after high school, I joined university afterwards, and I joined this new tennis club as well. And my main focus was to be in the university tennis team. At first, I remember doing the trials for that day, and it was very competitive. The players who played that trials felt like it was a level I wanted to be when I was younger, you know, and it was like me versing myself from a younger age if I didn't waste my potential, and my current version of me. And yeah, it was just a kind of punch in the face, to be honest. But then the second year came, and I was supposed to go on a trip to the UK, so I couldn't even do the trials or anything, right? And I couldn't even compete on that year as well, so I didn't get selected for the team. I've always had a love-hate relationship with tennis. I hated losing at a young age. I hated, you know, getting destroyed on the court. You know, I had to always one-up my opponent. I always had to just play amazing shots, you know, because I feel like my ego was quite high as well when I was a younger age. And yeah, that third year came, I didn't get selected for the team again. And this year was, it was quite annoying because I thought I had the potential to get in the team. But it's not very easy to get in the team because you only get only 4 people get selected, and you only get 1 reserve. So it's very hard to get in the team. And then, I just lost a lot of motivation in my tennis. I wasn't taking it too seriously anymore. I was just playing for the fun of it, to play with my friends as well. And it was more of a mutual thing that I would do and kind of take a break from my other work. But then again, I was still playing consistently, which I was really happy about. And over time, I kind of gave myself less pressure to perform in my tennis. I did feel like my mentality shifted a lot when I was playing matches once in a while, because before I was playing matches nearly every week at a young age, but this time I was playing matches probably every 6 months to a year, you know, so the frequency of my matches have gone down. My priority of tennis has gone completely down as well. But I was just playing for the fun of it and to play with my friends. So it wasn't a big thing anymore for me. But then this year came. This year, I still started off with just being playing tennis for the fun of it, you know, playing tennis to enjoy. This year, I said I wasn't going to do the trials this year. You know, I didn't want to waste my time with it. But one of my friends encouraged me to do the trials anyway. And it actually went really well this time, right? Because this year we had two teams. One team would play the nationals, and then they had a second team as well because they had so many players that would play all the state level events. And I got selected for the state level events. So what happens now is I'm going to be versing other universities now, which I'm excited about. And this kind of motivated me to get back into tennis because I finally had my turn to actually show my best tennis. And it feels like this time I don't want to waste it, you know. Still, I was kind of lacking a bit of motivation, lack of drive, you know. I got that and I was like, okay, that's cool, but I just want to see where this is going to headed, you know. What really happened to me and really changed me was when I finished uni last month, right? I've had nothing else to do. I've been applying for jobs. I've been working on this. I've been focusing on my health. Health has been pretty much my main priority though. And I thought, especially doing the mobility journey, and because I had such bad pain on my ankles when playing tennis, that also was a big lack of motivation for me as well. I thought, nah, how am I having all these problems at 21 years old? You know, why am I this stiff? Why is my posture so bad? Why am I struggling to run? You know, I shouldn't have all these problems. But it's because of the habits I did in the past. I got to keep reminding myself this, and I'm going to keep making the same mistakes and not change if I don't remove these distractions. So, because my life at the moment, I'm still rebuilding from the bad habits I've had in the past. You know, I'm still suffering because of that. But sometimes I do have a lack of self-control, especially when I'm tired and I start doing some dumb stuff, you know. So, and that's, as you can see here, that's the reason why I made this video. And then after this period, I realized I kind of lost my motivation to apply for jobs at the moment. And I thought to myself, I'm going to go on holiday in about a month, right? And what can I do right now to improve my life before I start applying for full-time jobs after my holiday? And I thought, I can do my mobility, right? And from doing my mobility over time, my feet and ankles have gotten stronger, and I realized that I've been playing tennis pain-free after probably 1 or 2 years, you know? I've seen so many balls fly past me that I usually normally get at a younger age. I've been running for shots that I normally get back, but I can't even get a touch on anymore. And me just building back my mobility has seen me get those balls back eventually, right? I still don't have the pace I had as a younger kid, but we're getting there slowly now. And then from that visible progress I've seen, I've realized that I want to go back into Tennessee, and man, I don't want to waste my potential anymore. I want to kind of see this as a redemption arc for myself. So I thought, let's make tennis content from now on, right? Because it's going to inspire. It's going to inspire people to start their own fitness journeys. It's going to push people who thought they had to give up on their dreams, but I'm going to be visually showing that I've given up on my dreams, but I'm going to come back to it now and actually prove myself right. And I'm going to be in the best shape of my life, right? I'm going to be as athletic as possible. I don't care about building muscle anymore. I've built enough muscle, you know. I proved myself right in that perspective, so I'm going to prove myself right in my tennis now. And that's kind of my drive to get better at things. So yeah, tennis content on the way, because this is something that I've built over the years, you know. I have confidence in my abilities. I do tennis coaching at the moment as well, and that's kind of also giving me the confidence to do this as well, because it's made me realize that I'm actually skillful enough and good enough to make these videos. So yeah, stay tuned for these upcoming tennis videos. I'm going to be playing a tennis tournament this Sunday as well, depending on when I upload this video though. But the tournament's in about 2 days. I'm feeling like this is the best tennis I've played in a long time, so I'm looking forward to it. I have the strongest mindset I've ever had in my whole life, and I'm just looking forward to it, you know. So I'm probably going to make a recap of that tournament. I'm going to have a few hits next week with my friends as well, and I'm probably going to record some of those hits. So yeah, stay tuned for these videos, man. This is the next chapter of my life, because I did feel a bit empty the past few months. So I want to make a few changes to my life now. So yeah, we're going to start with tennis and we're going to build from there. Let's do it.